Hey folks, this is Jadius,
And this is Bayus.
and we're in the Wood League, and so are you. Today we're going to cast a game between Jinro and Dimaga on Scrap Station.
That is right. But before we start, Jadis, I got a quick question for you today.
Shoot.
Do you think that all this casting that we're doing now is going to make us better players?
No. No,
Damn it! I wanted you to say yes there.
it
What I
might,
was looking for was yes.
it might, but I don't think so. I mean, I personally do this for fun, and I want to bring my voice to the world, and bring
Oh yeah.
great StarCraft games. StarCraft games, StarCraft casting. It might give us some insight on matchups for sure, but hey, we're in the Wood League. There's no way we're getting any better. And
Yeah,
that's
that
why
sounds about right to me.
that's why we've chosen
Sorry to hear that.
that's why we've chosen to cast rather than play. But yeah,
Anyways,
in all seriousness, we both love to play, and we do get better, and hopefully casting will contribute to that. But let's get to the
we'll
game
get slightly
action.
better over time. But people will always be calling us noobs until the day we die.
Absolutely, but it wouldn't be StarCraft if that weren't the case.
Well, Dimaga's got his Overlord moving into third base here, and he probably will not lose it to Marines like I probably would.
I'm just waiting for Dimaga to somehow do a probe harass, because so many of our games have featured probe harasses that I wouldn't be surprised if the Zerg somehow produced a probe to start bugging these SCVs. But of course, that's
Yeah.
not going to happen. But one can hope. Liquid
Dimaga's
Jinro
got a
going
nice fast expand happening here.
very
I guess
fast
it's a
expand.
14 hatch.
14 or 15 expand right now. 14 expand for Dimaga before the spawning pool, and then right at 14 goes for the simultaneous spawning pool and gas combination.
It looks like he's counting on Jinro walling up instead of doing a very early push, and we have yet to see whether that's going to be the case. Jinro is scouting up the fast expansion, so he knows he's not going to be rushed. He's scouting out now the late spawning pool as well.
A great pathing there for Jinro's SCV. Saw the expansion right away, and I didn't have to linger too long. He knows exactly what's going on. Quick, fast expansion. Jinro.
Dimaga's Overlord showing great foresight here and moving away before the Marine even attacks him. He's got good positioning there. He'll be able to see, a large army coming off the ramp. He should be able to see just little bits of any army that moves towards his base.
They should have pretty decent vision of the edge of that ramp there.
Oh, drone versus SCV battle here being broken up by a Marine who decides the fight, and the drone decides to hightail it out of there.
Jinro opting to put a reactor on his barracks rather than the standard tech lab, and 4 Zerglings are going to push this Marine way back, but he's probably not going to be able to outrun these Zerglings, of course.
Yeah, Zerglings are catching up to him very slowly.
Slightly faster than Marines. He's going to see his doom through the tower, and this Marine is a goner.
Let's see if... no, Jinro is choosing not to even attack one of the Zerglings at all, simply running away until he dies.
And there he goes,
Yeah,
explodes
there he goes.
in a balloon-like burst of blood and guts.
Exactly.
And now Jinro completed his base with the three levels of unit producing buildings right now. This Zergling will not be able to get in to see, but he will see and be able to warn Dimaga of these Reapers.
Double Hellion harass that's
Sorry,
supposed to come out here.
Reapers. Misspoke there. Hellions coming out to try to do...
Reaper's not very useful on the scrap station because they actually cannot jump over those rocks. They will have to go just as far, and Hellions are far better choice on scrap station.
Absolutely. Spinecrawler going up here for Dimaga, probably a little bit panicked about these Hellions, but he should be
And
able...
3 Zerglings are going to be fighting the Hellions. One will go down,
3 will
and
go
the
down.
other 2 will go down. And Zergling speed is now completed. Zerglings are going to get a nice speed boost and
Those
be able
little-
to finish off 2 Hellions.
Those little speedlings, along with the Queen, able to get those 2 Hellions down. But now, look, 2 quick Vikings going to come out and try to poach some Overlords right now.
Yeah. Queen, an essential tool for defending against Hellions with her ranged attack.
And hopefully, in Dimaga's case, an essential tool for defending against air. Now the Speedlings are going to try to test this base block, see what Jinro can come up with here. Going to go after the reactor, which is going to
Yeah.
create a nice
Those
opening.
Zerglings are going to get stuck there. Only 2 can attack the reactor at a time. One of them is running around, not doing a damn thing.
Vikings coming out there of the starport will be able to push them back. Jinro going to see what he can do right here with
2 more Vikings going to Dimaga's expansion here.
And it looks like maybe a simultaneous harass for Jinro. Going to try to take on this queen head on, and it's probably going to work if there wasn't another queen to come and help
2
her out.
Vikings up top, 2 Vikings down at the bottom. This queen will actually escape for now, and now it will die. And the 2 Vikings at the top now just landing and attacking an extractor.
So 2 queens down on the bottom. No queens left on top. Both here comes a queen just popped out of Dimaga's base. Gonna try to see if he can, or she rather, can take down these Vikings, but she will not. The Vikings will continue their harass. Gonna stop all gas production from that extractor.
Dimaga upgrading to lair. Oh no, not upgrading. That's the bar for the larva. Creating an extra queen at the bottom hatchery.
And now seems to be pushing out with Hydralisks.
A few Hydralisks going to be able to send these Vikings home.
Still got some Speedlings in his ranks. Looks like he canceled, or no, sorry, moved that spine crawler down to the bottom of the ramp. That should help defend both expansions.
Now Dimaga's got a creep tumor right up against these destructible rocks here. All he's going to have to do is destroy the rocks, and he'll be able to move that tumor across.
This Speedling will be able to spot these 3 Vikings coming down here.
Yeah, great scout those Speedlings are. They only cost 25 minerals, half a supply, and they're the most expendable unit in the game.
Looks like Jinro trying to take this oft-maligned middle island expansion. It's very, very hard to defend, but looks like with his Viking contingent right now, it's going to be hard for Dimaga to push him off that island, and going to be hard for Dimaga to prevent him from harassing from time to time.
Jinro lifting off all his Vikings there. If he had simply lifted off the damaged one, he could have destroyed the rest of those forces.
Now the damaged one's probably going to go down to the Hydralisks, who are standing right there at the edge, knowing that those Vikings are lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a misplay there to run away those Vikings, but that's all theorycraft coming from me, folks.
Jinro pushing over to siege tanks now, maybe thinking that those Vikings can be used to just kind of distract Dimaga, force him to build more Hydralisks and Hydralisks alone, and see what he can do with these siege tanks, producing siege tanks, a couple more Vikings and Marines, going to an orbital command for his island expansion, and going for a 3rd expansion, it seems, or a 3rd base rather. Still making Vikings. Not sure if that's exactly the right thing to do. I mean, the great harasses right now, but Dimaga is clearly pushing to Hydralisks right now. Got 11 Hydralisks on the field, 2 queens.
And I like what Dimaga's doing here with his creep highway, expanding across the destructible rocks without actually having to destroy them. They can just hop over those rocks, and the creep highway is pretty much guaranteed to survive until it reaches the other side of the path.
Yeah, creep highway not restrained by vision, rocks, high ground, anything like that. Luckily for Dimaga, is going to be able to spread that highway and give himself some real good speed in defending his many expansions. Now Jinro going to his natural expansion with a command center that is already being converted to an orbital command. So that's 3 orbital commands. Going to be pushing out a lot of mules here. A little behind on the workers, but with those mules, it's going to be about even.
And Dimaga getting his melee and ground carapace upgrades, hoping to strengthen the army he already has. Strangely, he's going for the melee. Oh no, he's actually creating a bunch more Zerglings right now to justify that melee upgrade.
A few more Zerglings and a couple of Infestors coming out here for Dimaga. Jinro still making Vikings, siege tanks, seeming to be sticking with that strategy.
Infestors are a very, very valuable tool against air, because you can just stop them from running away. Air tends to hit and run, and with an Infestor's sticky goo, air is rendered unable to run away.
Their sticky, slowy fungal ownage that they can
fungal growth is the word I was looking for.
They can
there.
dish out on units, flying or ground units alike.
And Zergling's making these Vikings run away here, but they have done their damage, stopped the creep highway from expanding any further.
Pretty healthy force coming down here for Dimaga. Seems to be splitting them up. I don't know what he's thinking about right now. Maybe sensing that the Vikings are going to take this opportunity, and that's exactly what they're going to try to do.
It looks like he's anticipating an attack here. The Vikings have been performing hit and runs all day long, and it's a very annoying thing to deal with. But if you just keep a small force back in your base, you can prevent this type of harassment.
Yeah, Dimaga has 2 pockets of Hydralisks in either one of his expansion and his main, or maybe not main force, but another healthy force by his 3rd expansion that is building now. And like I said before, Jinro sticking with this Viking strategy might not have been the best thing. Could have built more siege tanks for those minerals.
Yeah, Jinro might not know it, but his Dimaga's natural expansion is actually more vulnerable than his main right now, due to the fact that there are 2 infestors at the main and only none at the expansion.
But he does have a nice 5 Hydralisk there that will be able to really push those Vikings to the limit.
Push them back, but they will not be destroyed. They will certainly run away in time to survive. And Jinro just floating out there in space, while Dimaga takes his 3rd expansion. Jinro also preparing to take a 3rd expansion. Oh, sorry, Dimaga has his 2nd expansion.
Yeah, Dimaga and Jinro both on 2 expansions, and both currently building their 3rd. A lot of units out on the board, waiting for a major clash right now. A lot of production going on, and a lot of income for both of these guys.
Yeah, Dimaga taking that expansion at the bottom left, which is often overlooked throughout the game. It's entirely out of the way of all the other bases. So it could be that against a worse player, such as myself, that I would possibly never find that expansion. But I think Jinro is better than that.
Vikings dropping down now here at Dimaga's main and popping that force that he had stationed there, save 1 infestor that is going to run away. But here comes some speedlings, and the Vikings do the right thing. They pop up. They might try to cap a few of these overlords. They're going to lose 1 of their ranks, but they've done major damage to Dimaga's main base force, and they're gonna turn around to the island expansion, get repaired up, and come back for another hit.